Today is a very important day in our country, here in the United States, and especially in the disabilities community. Today, we recognize the signing of the American with Disabilities Act, or more known as ADA, which was a civil rights legislation that was passed and approved in a bipartisan way, and that was signed by President George Bush back on July 26, 1990. Basically, the Americans with Disability Act prohibits the discrimination against people with disabilities. Prohibits discrimination against people based on their disabilities, and it gives rights to people with disabilities to be able to contribute towards different areas of our society. This was a very in fact, one of the last major civil rights reforms that was passed in the last 30 to 40 years, and it is the ADA lays the foundation as part of our ongoing struggle and our ongoing fight in making sure that that most of society recognize that people with disabilities can contribute to our society. For me personally, ADA has given me the right to be able to contribute to society, to be able to defend my rights as a person. In this case, as a person with autism, with Asperger's, and other conditions and challenges, and be able to not be discriminated, but more important, not let society use a disability against me, and so that way they can see what I can contribute as a person, to society overall. And that's the main focus of the list of the ADA, of the American with Disabilities Act. Uh, Even though that was a very important step, much work needs to be done. Is in order to not only create that awareness and not only create that acceptance of people with disabilities as capable members of making that difference in society, but more important, we need to go beyond the labels, even including putting in categories, for example, what type of jobs people with disabilities can do, or where they can live, or put them limitations on them, because even though those intentions may not be the intention. Uh, the intention, of course, to help the people with disabilities. A lot of times, these programs can put limitations. I know that I would like to see more people with disabilities, whether it's autism, ADHD, or dyslexia, or any other developmental chronic disability, anything, excel in other areas of in our society. Perhaps it may not be the case that that person with this condition may do the position that I'm doing in real life, which is customer service in the retail in sales and communications, but they may exceed in other areas too. So it's very important overall, to continue to not let a disability determine what that person can or cannot do in our society. And we need to do much more in order to protect their fundamental right and be able to fulfill their purpose in life and make that difference in society, especially in our new COVID world, which unfortunately right now there's a lot of measures being improved and a lot of things being done that are not taking into consideration people with disabilities, whether it's in school or in the workplace or in the public spaces. Right now, more than ever, we cannot forget those rights. This is a matter of also of health too, and it's very important to recognize that. So today is the recognition of this very critical legislation that have became law and that was signed back in 1990, which ironically is my birth, my birth year, basically. So But overall, it's a recognition that, and also an important reminder of our fight, of also what is also become my fight, to be able to help others with disabilities and challenges and struggles, to not let the masses determine what they can do in society, and it's part of the fight. So thank you so much for being with me here tonight, today, and let's continue to make the difference. And for for people with disabilities, my message to you is to not give up, to defend your rights, and to know that you have a purpose in here. So thank you.